So, one of these outlandish stories started way back when. Let me describe. Don't remember the year. I'd just gotten out of jail. Sweep rights to what's the comments? Sweep left to what? Notified viewers that you're alive. Keep going. So, I got out of jail. Okay, and I had to go back to my parents' house. I just got out of jail, boot camp. I discussed this. As soon as I got out of boot camp jail, I had to go to court. Or excuse me, I got put on probation. Somewhere in there, maybe it was after I got out, excuse me, after boot camp. Just let me tell the story. I may mess up the correlation or time frames, but anyways, whatever. I go back to my parents' house after jail. I had gotten in a hit and run accident prior. I think this was, I don't, like I said, the time frame is, I'm kind of baffled on, but this was the gist of it. You all who've watched my videos know who Anthony Scantney is. I was 21 now, 22, and I bought a van from Anthony, and the brakes were no good. And I bought it during the week, and I wasn't going to be able to get insurance on it until Monday. Being the eager, stupid young kid that I was, I take the van without insurance to Atlanta for the weekend to party, right? So I go and I meet up with these chicks. We meet at this black gay guy's house, Michael, and the norm is we go to clubs all weekend. We start out at World Bar in Buckhead. We hit another club. We wind up at Backstreets is the hot club at the time. Backstreets is a gay bar, and I've discussed it. You can literally walk in there. I've walked in and walked out buying ecstasy in 5 minutes or less. It's like that. Like I said, it's a gay club down in Atlanta. You can get any and every drug you want in a matter of minutes. It's full with gay people, drags, strippers. This is the norm. Like I said, this is one of the hottest clubs in Atlanta. Backstreets. So this is our norm. We're going to Backstreets. We're Backstreets all weekend partying. The next day is Saturday. So I drive to Atlanta on Friday. And on my way out there, I meet this girl, Crystal. I met Crystal and this other girl, and in the parking lot, the Stone Temple Pilots concert, this other girl's friend, Crystal April, was a stripper, started dating her. Anyways, this is the first time I met Crystal. This night I'm driving to Atlanta. I just got my van. Crystal calls me. I meet her. We drive around. She just got a new car, blah, blah, blah. Spent a few minutes with her. I get my dumb ass in my van, and I drive to Atlanta with bad brakes. I shouldn't have. Get there, party all night. We go to Backstreets. Next day, on no sleep, I'm coming back from Atlanta, and it's, for the first time, it's bumper-to-bumper traffic on the highway. Literally bumper-to-bumper. And on a Saturday morning, and this is unheard of, right? So there's bumper-to-bumper traffic. My brakes are no good, but they're okay. And I'm on the highway, and I'm in a fast lane, and I'm riding as cool as I can, and this damn car, this damn Honda, does and cuts me off and gets right in front of me, and I lock it up, and there's nothing I can do but hit her. Boom! I plow into this car, right? I'm tripping. It's dead. Like I said, it's bumper to bumper traffic. This car pulls in front of me. I have to plow it. I don't have a choice. I don't have insurance. I dip off the highway. I'm getting over. I'm, driving like a maniac. There's traffic from hell, but I'm, honking and cutting people off and doing all I can. I dip off the highway. Coincidentally, once again, these crazy ass odds, the first exit I get off is the 120 loop. Shane, who's in these stories, lived right there in Amley, right at the 120 loop. These are apartments he lived in. Coincidentally, I was working with Shane coincidentally. Like I said, these are crazy odds. I get off the highway, I dart right there. Like I said, it was the closest place, and it just happened to be by coincidence, where I had to be anyways. I was meeting Shane. I was going to go home and first or meet at the job, but I dip off the highway and go to Shane's house, leave the van there, go over to Shane's, go to work, and I call Anthony, and I'm trying to get a hold of Anthony. I'm going to try to tell him to report it stolen, right? So I can't get a hold of him. He's out of town that weekend, and so there's no getting a hold of Anthony. So they're looking, so they finally get a hold of Anthony, and they find out it's me, and I'm sitting at my parents' house now. I just gotten out of jail. It was no time. I think I had gotten out of jail and was still saving up. I had just bought in that van, got in that wreck, totaled it on the highway, dipped off the highway, ditched it, and took off. Sometime during that, I think it was a Thursday. Knock, 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 knock. And who you think it is? Detective. I'm in my parents' house now. I'm 22, 23 maybe. And detective's at the door. You Mr. Russakoff? Yes, sir. He said, did you, first he said, I need to have a word with you. I think my dad answered the door even. And the detective says, I need to speak to Michael. And my dad tells the detective, he says, I don't know what it is, but it's not a good time right now. My wife just had surgery, and it's not a good time. I guess my dad, I don't know what he was telling him. He was going to tell him, hold on. He was going to make me come outside. This is what my dad tells this detective. And the detective tells my father, I'm sorry, sir. I just lost my wife to cancer. And so they had a minute there with each other, right? It's a little emotional second between this detective and my dad. And he says that, and my dad lights up. He's like, change your heart now. Yeah, sure, come on in, sir. Cup of coffee, Detective comes in, sitting in my living room. Man, I can't read it right now. I'm recording, buddy. So now this detective is sitting in my dining room table, me and my dad and detective, and he says, were you driving such and such van on the highway such and such time? I said, I think I need a lawyer. He said, I tell you what, son. He said, you can play it like that, play your cards, and I'm going to arrest you right now. If you own up to it, it won't be that bad. As bad. I won't arrest you tonight. We sat there and we talked for like an hour. Me, the detective, and my father, right? So it boils down to, it was a Thursday night. I was getting my check on a Friday. And so he's going to give me to the next Friday to turn myself in, right? Keep in mind, I'm absconding from the county that I'm in. This is City of Marietta. Let me explain this now. There's City of Marietta and there's Cobb County. The City of Marietta is inside of Cobb County. So the City of Marietta has their own entire police force, court, probation. They're like two they're in the same town and they're in the same area, like literally right down the street from each other, but they're completely different organizations. You see what I'm saying? This detective, he's a detective of Marietta. This is where I had just, okay, so now it's adding up. Where I had previously, when I said I got a boot camp, went, first time she gave me a drug test, I peed dirty, locked me up for a month. After that, I never went back. This is that after that, okay? So I'm absconding from the City of Marietta. Here's a Marietta detective that I'm already, like I said, absconding from this. Here's this detective. How he didn't arrest me right off the bat, I'll never know. Like I said, way crazy out there. Let me continue on. So you should all know this is this City of Marietta. I've been to court already. I've been in front of the judge and absconded and stared my probation officer I'm absconded from. I'm staring her in the face for an entire day, from 9 in the morning till 5 in the evening, and I was the second to last person. You all know this. People that are new to this won't know this. I go to court and I'm absconding from this probation officer. I'm facing her all day. This courtroom is full. I'm the second to last person. Thank God my name is Russakoff. If it was A or B, I'd have been toast. See what I'm saying? Second to last person. She walks out of the courtroom at the very last minute. As they're calling my name, she's walking out. Literally in seconds, it was a matter of seconds that she didn't hear my last name. The door was literally shutting as he was calling my last name. She was actually, the door was still open when he said Michael. I'll never forget it. Another one of these way out there. Here's the detective from City of Marietta. I'm already absconding from the City of Marietta. We're talking, and so it gets down to, okay, he's going to let me go to work the next day, get my check, and then turn myself in. He wants me to turn myself in at midnight, right? The next night, he came and it was dark, it was nighttime. He says, okay, I'm going to give you a list of probation officers, I'm going to give you a list, of all the bondsmen that we accept. Here's a list of the bondsmen, and good luck. You're supposed to take me to jail. We got in a hit and run accident. That's serious. That's serious breaking the law. Any and everybody 10 times out of 10, you go to jail. How I didn't go to jail right then and there is a mind F. So he leaves. He leaves me what's up, Richard? He leaves me a list of all the bonding agents that they'll accept, right? So he calls me. I'm on the phone with the bonding company. I'm on the phone with all the bonding agencies to go ahead and have it set up to bond out tomorrow, right? I'm on the phone literally. He left, and a couple of hours had gone by. He called 3 or 4 times asking me if I had gotten somebody. He'd call, he said, how's it going? You find someone? No. All right, hour 2 go by, he'd call me back. Did you find anybody yet? No. All right, keep at it, kid. He kept calling, so like I said, my dad had touched him, if not for them having that minute, he probably never wouldn't have wanted 2 seconds with me, you know what I'm saying? So I got saved right there. So this detective's called me 3-4 times. He calls me, then he finally calls me again. Honest to God on everything. I'm on the last number. I'm on the very last number. It's midnight now. I gotta work tomorrow. I'm on the phone with the last bonding company. Ring. It's him. He calls in. You have any luck? Nah, still ain't had no luck, sir. Hang up the phone. Okay. I click over, I hang up. I'm on hold. I may or may not got it. Like I said, I had gone through, I'd been on the phone for hours. Within, a few hours, this man had called me 4 times. This is the 4th time he's called. So imagine how long I was on, how many numbers I had gone through that was, denying me. So I was on with the very last one when he, like I said, when he told me to hang up. Told me to hang up. He says, what you do? I work tomorrow night. You come in tomorrow night at midnight, and I'll just give you the paperwork. Well, you just go to court. You don't have to go to jail. Oh, thank you so much, sir. I'm still absconding from this place now. This is City of Marietta. I'm absconded. I've bailed on my probation in the same building, all that I'm gonna have to go turn myself in and meet this detective in this building that I've bailed out on this probation on. So 12 o'clock at night, I have to meet him. I go meet him. I got butterflies. I haven't slept a wink. I am nauseous. I am ADD'd out. You guys have all been there. Any of all you have ever done any time, you know the feeling, you know what I'm talking. If you don't know, you don't want to find out. That inevitable fear and butterflies and all that, and knowing you're done for. There ain't, it's a lot of what's gotten me, has straightened me out, those remembering backs too. So I got to go to his office at midnight. I'm sickened. I walk in this building. I'm absconding from probation in this building now, keep in mind, right? I go in the building. I go in his office. I'm in there. I'm waiting. I'm literally sweating. I remember it's air conditioning and I'm sweating. I'm freaking. I come in, I see him, he sits down at his computer, he's doing his paperwork. Now I'm tripping. Now he's on the computer right. Now I know. I'm done for. He's fixing to, put my information or whatever. No, for sure, he's fixing to find out. He's now, if not before now, he's fixing to find out I'm absconding. Whatever. He's doing my paperwork. I see my name and all that. My personal information. I see it up on the bulletin board. I'm waiting. I'm waiting any second. The red dot, bleep, whatever. Hands behind your back, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and 5-10 minutes was an eternity. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And he gets up and he turns around and he just gives me this weird look and shakes my hand and gives me my papers. He said, "Good luck, son." I'm absconding from this, not only just wherever, from this specific building organization, like I just described, City of Marietta. There's City of Marietta, there's Cobb County. This is City of Marietta, which makes this whole big old thing down to a tiny ass. You see what I'm saying? How my name didn't come up, how he didn't arrest me, or maybe he did know. That same probation officer, the stories, the same exact probation officer. I run into her again coincidentally, and the next time I run into her, besides barely escaping court, I see her at a Mexican restaurant. Most everyone knows that story by now. I run into this probation I'm absconding from. I see her at a Mexican restaurant. We meet eyes. She goes to the bathroom. I dip out the back door to this Mexican restaurant, pay the bartender to let me through to the back door, and I come around the side of the building, and here's two Marietta cop cars. She went and called the police, so she recognized me. So if she'd have recognized me in that day in court, I would have been toast. I barely made it out of there without her seeing and hearing my name. It was, like I said, I was the second to last person. This was at 5 o'clock. We were there from 9 in the morning. She was there the entire time, down to the last person. I was the last or the second to last person. Imagine that. Hundreds of people. The whole day I'm staring at her, and I'm like this, The courtroom's thinning out. We can see each other, you know what I'm saying? Thank God it was one of those big, it's a big courtroom. It's like an auditorium. If it would have been just those regular small courtrooms, she would have seen me, I'd have been toast. This thing was like I said, it's like a small amphitheater. How she didn't see me was unfreaking believable. So most everyone, that's probably news to, I'd say, right? You guys haven't heard that way, have you? The detective comes to my house from the county I'm absconding in, and don't arrest me. And I go to his office, meet him at his office in the City of Marietta building where I'm absconded from. I meet him in his building, and he still don't arrest me. To this day, I'll never understand it, truthfully. The restaurant, you slid out the back door. Yeah, I was, like I said, I was sitting at the bar, and we meet eyes, and I give the bartender another $5 tip. You're sitting at a bar, and there's like a piece of wood, that comes up where the bartender and the people restaurant go back and forth behind the bar. He lifted that thing up for me. Like I said, I went out and about and came around from the back of the building and peeked around the corner, and there were two cops facing in opposite directions, right next to each other. One would have gone either way. Insane. So you guys, you would have to go look at videos to understand and know the rest of it. I've dipped out and away from Marietta. The fight I said was in Marietta, where we fought the guys at the restaurant, the two guys. That was City of Marietta too. I had to dip out of there because if I would have stuck around and given my ID, even if I got beat up and they would have run my ID, I would have been arrested right then. It was right in the same time frame. And there was others. There's others. For you people that are new, TikTok and all that, I have videos like that, coincidences like that, way. That's little compared to some of the stories I have. Are way the fuck out there. We'll make you believe in God. We'll make you believe in something you don't believe in already. If you hear the stories and you believe them. And there's people here that have fact-checked me, done my homework. I invited Clint to come on here. I've invited a few people to come on here. Gunner Lindblom said he's coming on here. Shout out Lindblom. For those of you that are new here on TikTok, I did a video with this guy, Gunnar Allen Lindblom. We wind up being number 322, which is a highly occultic, prolific number. I put it on TikTok, and the Illuminati hit me up over posting that video. You can see it right here on my TikTok. Mike is nuts. There's more. Okay, so I guess I should end it on that one. No, there's another one. The last day I was in jail, Alice in Chains concert in '92, the Masquerade with you, bro. You were at the Alice in Chains concert? No way. No, you weren't. Tell me you weren't. Damn, Nipster, another coincidence. For those of you on TikTok, I headbutted Lane Stanley on accident, crowd surfing at the Masquerade. Broke his nose on accident while I was tripping on acid. I headbutted him, broke his nose, and I didn't know that it was Wally Sung Wood. Never skipped a beat. Bad to the bone. I come back to my friend Donovan, who's sitting there watching. He looked at me and said it. At that point, I wasn't sure. Like I said, I was on 2 hits of acid. I wasn't sure if that really happened or not. I see my friend. He runs right up to me, dude. So I have a witness out there, Donovan Bickford. So newbies, go check me out, Michael Ruskoff on YouTube. I got things in the works. If we're not taken out of here, if I'm not out of here in the next couple of months, I got big plans, gentlemen. Most of the people who've been here know what I'm talking about. For those of you that don't, I've got enough craziest stories you ever heard in your life. I promise you that I'm going to turn it into a movie. Not just a documentary, but I'm going to make a movie of it if I'm still here and breathing within the next 2 years. Yeah. And I just talked to somebody who can make that happen for me. Stay real to yeet.